everyone, just a heads up, we recorded this episode before Lila arrived.
We're taking a few weeks off from the studio, so in the meantime, we hope you enjoy the pre-recorded videos. We do need to have a bit of an hour in the day where one of us is out, one of us is in.
No. So instead of a date, we need to separate. You told me, actually no, I don't know if I like you. I think I still have feelings for my ex. He messaged me and it gave me butterflies.
Sometimes I think you don't focus on the ones that are there and that love you and will do absolutely anything for you.
If I annoy you, why don't you just write it in your notes? And don't say it to me.
I don't think it'll give me the same satisfaction.
Will it not?
I will literally probably pick you up, spin you around and just say, I love you.
Hey guys, and welcome to our brand new podcast, The 3am Club, with me, Caitlin.
And me, Leah.
We'll be talking everything about our relationship and parenting and everything that comes along with that.
Peri-nappies.
Couple fights.
Screaming toddlers.
And sleepless nights. So you're going to hear all about our parenting adventures, the good, the bad, and the mad, as we become parents of 2.
And we'll also bring some amazing guests along for the ride.
We want to hear all about your parenting tips and hacks, funny stories, couple fails, and questions on our segment, The Midnight Mail. So welcome to the 3am Club. Hey guys, welcome to the 3am Club with me, Caitlin.
And me, Leah.
So, the rings.
The rings. Oh my gosh, those rings.
I have 2 very special rings that I wear all the time. So obviously our wedding ring. I also had another ring on my other finger, which was it had my mum's ashes in. So that was obviously a very special ring. My hands have been swelling for quite a while now. And I should have taken them off earlier.
Yeah, but I understand why you didn't, because they're special rings and you want to hold on to it as long as you can.
And I also felt like, I don't know, I just thought that if I don't take them off, they'll be fine and my hands will just go back down after.
So you woke up one morning and then what happened? Your fingers swelling?
Well, my fingers were swollen anyway, but I really noticed that the one on my right hand with my mum's ashes was quite swollen and I tried to wiggle it and it would not come off at all. So I started panicking.
We phoned A&E?
No, we phoned
111 and 111 were like, you need to go to hospital within 30 minutes because you can lose all feeling in your finger.
In the end, I had to go to the fire station and get the rings cut off. They had to cut the ring with my mum's ashes 3 times because there was just no way this ring was coming off. He cut it and I still couldn't get it off. He cut it again, still wasn't coming off. So he had to cut a big chunk off. And it was honestly really heartbreaking. I was crying I cried before we went and then
I kept needing reassurance from Caitlin.
Oh my gosh.
I was worried that Caitlin's finger was going to fall off because 111 was saying you need to go within half an hour.
But I feel like that was just a precaution. My finger was clearly fine. It wasn't going to fall off.
But I kept saying to Caitlin throughout the day, Caitlin, it doesn't matter about the roast dinner. Let's go to A&E. We've got to go. And then I said it quite a lot of times.
No,
and then in the end,
the issue was, the reason I got annoyed with you was because Leah was asking me for reassurance about my finger.
Not falling off.
When I was more concerned about that I knew I was going to have to get my special rings cut off. And I was really stressed about that. And I was wanting you to reassure me, but you wanted me to reassure you.
It is because I love you and I didn't want you to be fingerless.
That was never going to happen.
But that is the difference between me and you. If someone says that, I'm going to panic.
They never said I would be fingerless. They just said
you could be.
You can lose feeling in your finger, but I could feel my finger, so I knew it was fine.
Oh, so maybe not fingerless. I maybe made that up in my head, but I was worried. Anyone listening, if you're pregnant, take your rings off.
Yeah, take them off early before you get any swelling. I did want to keep it on because I just felt like if I was in labour, I felt like it was kind of having a part of my mum with me. So I did. That was one of the main reasons I wanted to keep it on, but obviously that didn't work out.
So last episode, we had the lovely Sydney on.
Yep.
And we were speaking to Sydney about relationships and how she makes time for herself and her boyfriend Cass. And that is something we really need to do.
Yes.
They do so much. And I was slightly sitting there feeling a little bit envious.
Yeah.
Why aren't we like that?
We are really bad at doing those things. I think you literally said on the episode, we've probably had one date since Oakley. I think it was actually going to the Barbie movie. I feel like that was our only date that we've been on.
And I feel like we've sat on this sofa before and we have said we're going to get better, but we're still not making any conscious effort.
But I feel like at the moment, it's the worst time that we're ever going to be able to make time for each other, because we're literally about to have another baby, which means we're going to have even less time for each other. So I feel like we need to make a plan for a few months' time of what we're actually going to do.
Our relationship is like so crazy right now. We're not even sleeping in the same bed.
No. I'm sleeping on a block bed at the end of the bed, and then you're in the bed.
And that is because obviously you're pregnant and you're finding it really hard. But I feel like it is getting bad.
What can we actually do? So obviously,
like, whatever we say now, though, you guys are going to hold us liable. So if we don't do this
I have one
date,
thing that we actually have booked already that will be a date.
What?
We're going to see Taylor Swift in August.
Oh yeah.
So that would kind of be a date.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just us two. Yeah, that will be that will probably be our first date.
Do you think?
Hopefully we'll do it before then, but we literally don't do anything like that, so it'll be so fun to go out together.
And we used to, before Oakley was born, we went to like Jess Glynn.
Demi Lovato. We pretty much went on a date like every time we saw each other. We would go out for nice meals together, just the two of us, go to the cinema.
And I wouldn't change having kids for the world. They are the best thing to have ever happened to us. But I feel like in order to be good parents as well, we need to have a good, strong relationship to then show Oakley and Lila.
Yeah, because if like we're just kind of passing ships and we're not showing them a good example of like a healthy relationship, that's also not bad parenting, but like I feel like it's important to see that.
Yeah.
And I didn't have that growing up.
No.
So
me neither when I think about it. With like I had a lot of love and affection from my parents individually to me.
Yeah.
But I never saw them walking down the street holding hands. I never saw them say I love you to each other. Ever. Genuinely, I never saw it.
Well, same. Showing them love is so important, but them seeing us show each other love is also really important, because then they learn like what they deserve in life and like.
That's very true.
So maybe that might inspire us to do something. We're doing it for them.
We're doing it for them, not for our relationship. We're doing it for the kids.
No, we've got to do it for us too.
Yeah. So obviously we're going to be faced with the most amazing thing in our lives, but also probably the biggest challenge we've ever had in our lives, 2 under 2.
Yeah.
How do we deal with challenges in our relationship? I feel like we don't really deal with these challenges.
I'm trying to think, because I was thinking more parenting, but like in our relationship as well.
I feel like you run away from a situation that you find hard, especially to maybe talk about, and I want to sort it out as soon as possible. Done, dusted, we're over
like,
that.
Not even, I feel like you don't want to necessarily even just sort it out. You're just more of the talker. Like you want to just talk about it and like say everything that you want to say, whereas I shut down and I
run away.
Yeah, like I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about it right now. So that's how we deal with it, which I feel like is probably not the best.
No.
Like for me personally, I feel like it's good to have a bit of space, because otherwise when you kind of come in and like are talking it makes me feel really overwhelmed and like I kind of shut down. We had an argument over like, it started off over bedding, like washing bedding. Leah was like, why don't you wash the bedding? I was like, I'm 38 weeks pregnant. Like I literally do not have the energy to strip the bed, put it in the wash and everything. And then you call me lazy and
no, I didn't call you. No.
Yes, you did.
Caitlin said, if you're not going to change the bedding, I'm going to buy bedding.
No.
And I didn't call you lazy. I said Caitlin. And I laughed. I said, Caitlin, that is lazy. You can't just buy something new.
No, you said you're lazy.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You don't do anything. You're so lazy.
I did not. Okay.
That's how I took it.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah. So then I got offended by that and a few other things that you said. And I shut down and I just went in the car and like drove and like just took myself out of the situation whilst you were
panicking about you driving in a state.
No,
and
I
not
wasn't
answering my phone calls.
Yeah, but I was just stressed. I was like, I can't talk to you about it right now. Like, I just need to calm down. You need to calm down, because you were just going on and on and on and on.
I wasn't actually. I said, look, I'm sorry. I did actually say sorry. I said sorry really quickly.
Didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
When you were trying to leave, I said, I'm sorry. Let's just get over it now. Because if
No, you didn't.
I said these words, I'm sorry, let's get over it. Because if we assess the situation, it's really not much of a big deal.
No, you did not say sorry. You looked at me and you went, if you assess the situation, it's not a big deal. Like you were putting it on me.
No, but like, because you were the one really upset. So if you assess this situation, like looking back.
But I wasn't upset about the washing, you calling me lazy. I was upset about something else you said, which I'm not going to say. So how should we do that differently?
We're going to have two different
This is the
answers.
issue.
So this is my answer. So I would maybe, going back from the beginning, I told you to do the washing because I did the washing. This is so ridiculous, but I did 4 lots of washing this day.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I was so proud of myself. Like, I'd done all the house. I was like tired. And as soon as we get into bed, at the very end of the day, after I do all this washing, you say to me, can't lay in the bed with you because it's not been washed. So like, I am human. So my human answer would be like, if you want to wash this bedding, you wash it.
But it's your bedding. You're in your bed, not my block bed.
But you also want to wash your blow bed.
Yeah, I do.
Exactly.
I know.
I maybe wouldn't say that to begin with, Caitlin. Maybe tell me in the beginning of the day. But before it escalates, and I shouldn't have called you lazy. If I did call you lazy, I'm sorry. I should just say, look, Caitlin, I'm really sorry for calling you lazy. I'm just really tired.
Yeah. But or maybe just don't call me lazy in the beginning. When we argue, and I feel like people that have been together a long time, you deliberately say things you know is going to upset the other person. And I feel like we need to not do that.
We do that a lot.
I guess I'm not going to be pregnant always, so it's different. But like in this situation, I feel like you don't take into account that I was pregnant.
You're pregnant and you've gone through terrible life situations. And I feel like it has changed you to be extra sensitive. So I'm still trying to learn. No, I'm still trying to learn that you're not exactly the person you used to be. And like, you get triggered by the smallest.
I feel like that is pregnancy though as well.
Probably pregnancy, yeah.
Because like you were like this in pregnancy. You were
to be fair, it's probably pregnancy.
Yeah, you were like so sensitive.
But you do get triggered by like, if I went boo to you, and you're like, why did you say boo to me? That is awful. I'm going out now.
That is so dramatic.
No, but I do feel like I'm walking on eggshells a lot of the time, and I get tired. So then I get annoyed. I'm like, oh, why isn't she doing this? And then I'll say things. And also we have to remember we are together constantly. Like, we have no break.
Yeah, it's just a 24/7 thing.
Even if we go to the shops, we go together.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, we do need to have a bit of like an hour in the day where one of us is out, one of us is in. No.
So instead of a date, we need to separate. We need to have time on our own.
No, but do you know what I mean? We need to date, but we also need to be Caitlin and Leah, not Caitlin and Leah as a together.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We're so busy, and then by the time we actually have like done all of our mum duties, done all of our work duties, we're so exhausted. No. We don't have the time to be together as a couple. Every stage in life has its difficulties and like challenges, and like this is just a phase, and we have to remember that there's amazing things that are happening in this phase. You know, in a few years' time when the kids are at school, we're going to have more time to do other things. And
it's so true.
And then I'm sure there'll be struggles then, but it will be different.
Yeah.
But we'll have more time for each other in other ways. And it's just navigating that. And we're literally, as we always say, we're literally just learning as we go along, and nobody is perfect.
Do you sometimes like miss our old relationship? Because when I look back, everything was just like, what was about a thing really. We just saw each other one day a week, and we would like have the best time. We would count down the days till we were then seeing each other again.
Yeah.
I remember sometimes, it's so silly, but I was like due to go home, and you were like on my leg, like don't leave, and like you would like drag me back.
Yeah. I do.
It was so innocent.
It was. Well, we didn't have any of like the other stresses in life, and we just had time for each other. Like we only had to spend that time together. That we didn't have to do anything else in that time. So yeah, I do miss those days.
Having Oakley and Lila hasn't affected that. That is our fault. It's not our kids' fault in the slightest, and having them is the best thing. So our life is so much better with our kids in it, but also our life back then was like so different. Is there any memory back then that like really stands out?
The first thing that came to mind was like the first holiday we went on together, which was to Malta.
Yeah.
Like we did loads of excursions and it was so cute. Segways and like going to horse riding and like Just like loads of cute things together. Like we made so many memories together, and I'm so excited to make memories with our kids as well.
Yeah, that would be so
together.
exciting.
So what about when we first met? Does that not come to mind?
No, it does. I remember literally having butterflies in my stomach. I remember just like literally falling in love. Like I literally felt like I was falling in love with you. Like even from when I first saw you, I was like, oh my God. No, but I did.
That's so cute.
Like I really, really was like, I've never felt this way for anybody in my whole life. And at this time we weren't even together. We didn't confess our feelings, nothing.
It was like love at first sight for both of us, but we didn't say it to each other.
No.
It's crazy, isn't it? How like that can happen, because a lot of people don't believe in that.
I never would till I experienced it. I always feel like it's a bit cliche. But I remember just like I was on the train and I was like, just left her. Hopefully she's going to text me soon. And I would just be checking my phone all the time. Do you remember how I told you that I liked you?
Yeah, we were playing, was it like
21 Truths?
Yeah.
Caitlin was like, do you like anyone at the moment? And this is so...
we sound like little kids.
I know. We were like, Caitlin was 17, I was 19. And I was like, yes, I do. And Caitlin was like, who? And I was like, well, the name begins with a C. Something so stupid. Like, imagine doing that.
But in
now.
those days, it was like so exciting, wasn't it? And it was so like,
yeah.
I remember when you said that, I was so excited.
So actually, right. So on TikTok, we did a little video of how we met. It was a trend to Taylor Swift about how we met. And we were saying, so we met at Stratford. I then got a bit worried about my sexuality. So I ended it. But I still invited you to a sleepover.
Oh, yeah.
And then the rest is history. So basically, I ended it with Caitlin. It didn't really start, but I was really confused about my sexuality.
You told me that you liked me. Well, you told me you liked somebody whose name began with C. And then we started kind of like, obviously I realised it was me. And then we started talking more in a less friendship way. Yeah, and then you told me, actually, no, I don't know if I like you. I think I still have feelings for my ex. He messaged me and it gave me butterflies.
Which makes me sad because that was a lie. I was just worried about people around me, how they would react and everything. But we were then still meant to have a sleepover with some other girls in like this friendship group. And you stupidly still came, even though I
don't know why I came after. It was literally like the day you told me, like, oh no, I don't like you. But and then you said you should still come to the sleepover, and I still came. I'm glad I did, obviously, but
and you were the first one there, and just I don't know what came over me. I just was like to you, I really want to kiss you right now.
Yeah.
And then literally that was it. And then I thought to myself, I'm happy. Like, why am I denying myself happiness? Because at that time in my life, I was suffering bad with my mental health and I hadn't felt that happy for, I don't even know how long. And then you obviously changed me so much. Like, you made me become more confident. You made me just see the world in a different way. I felt a lot less busy in my head around you. And then that was it.
I feel like we brought out the best in each other for sure.
We did. And everyone around us saw it. Like, everyone noticed the biggest difference.
Yeah. Like, I felt like you were my comfort blanket, like, when we were together.
Yeah, vice versa. But in a relationship, like, say if, I don't know, we need to pay or we need to order, it will always be me, the one saying, oh, can we pay now? Or can we order? Like in a restaurant.
Do you mean, oh, yeah. I was going to say, because I thought you were going to say about how we used to always argue over who paid.
Oh, my God. Always. Like, it would be the biggest thing about who paid for the meal.
Yeah.
Now we share money and share an account. We don't have that argument. But also for when it comes to birthdays, it's never as exciting. And then she's so annoying. She guesses what I get her.
Maybe we're just so in sync that I just know what you're going to get.
You can read my mind.
Okay, shall we talk about one thing that we love about each other and one thing we hate about each other?
Go on, you go first, because then I'll know how hard to go in.
Should we do hate first or love? Let's do love first. Let's be nice. Okay, one thing I love about you. I just know you're going to say it's rubbish.
She's so nice to me.
No, you're so generous and kind. Like, if someone was in Scotland and they said, can you come and pick me up, like I'm in trouble, you wouldn't even think about it. You would just go and
That's
like help
cute.
them. And that is something that I really admire about you.
Thank you. That's actually really lovely. But now I feel like I need to say, like, an amazing thing. So I was like judging you at the beginning.
I know.
Right.
I was a bit scared to say it. I was like, oh no, she's going to
now
tell me
I
it's
feel
rubbish.
scared. Right. So honestly, the thing I love most about you is your aura. Like, it's so silly, but you're so calming. And also I love that you're so real. You cannot be fake.
Oh gosh, you've been so nice. I don't want to say what I hate now.
Go on. We should have really started with the hate first.
We should have done actually. But I mean, okay. Something I hate about you, which is kind of a nice thing.
Oh.
But I hate how much you dislike yourself, like your looks and everything, and like how much you don't see how beautiful you are. Like it actually drives me mad.
That's
like
so
it really
cute.
annoys me.
That's such a nice hate.
I know. I was like, do I go cruel? But I don't hate it. There's nothing I actually hate about you. That's because you're my wife and I love you, so I don't hate anything. But like,
that's so cute.
But that's like I wish you could see yourself like for who you are and not be so judgmental to yourself.
I hate that you don't see how loved you are, because the people that matter in your life, no, it's true though.
No, I'm laughing at how nice we're being.
I know. But the people that matter in your life, who are there in your life, are the people that matter. And they love you so much. And sometimes I think you don't focus on the ones that are there and that love you and would do absolutely anything for you. Like, you could phone Siobhan, Mary, Chloe, Tracy, any of them. Say, I really need you to come. Whatever they're doing, they will stop what they're doing and they will come and see you. And they love you like a sister and like unconditionally. And sometimes I feel like, which is fair enough because you're human, but you get so hurt by people that don't do that, that sometimes you don't realise the people that do.
I find it hard to think like why they would love me, which is so...
Because you're amazing and you're incredible and you're always there for everyone, always. So why wouldn't they love you? People love you and you need to accept it.
But I feel like you need to accept that too.
Yeah, but you struggle with that, what I just said, a lot more. So don't you be twisting it on me now.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
You did really nice ones.
I know. Now it's time for our segment, Midnight Mail, where we read messages from you guys.
Remember, you guys can get in touch by sending us a DM on Instagram. Just look up the 3am Club podcast.
Okay, so the first one is a piece of advice, and it says, choose your battles. Sometimes it's okay to let things be.
I need to learn to do that, but I love that. And just you reading that makes me just feel quite zen. So when you do annoying things, I'm just going to be like...
Wait, I have an idea for you, right? If I annoy you, why don't you just write it in your notes? Or like write it down somewhere and don't say it to me.
I don't think it'll give me the same satisfaction.
Will it not?
Unless I then go up to you with all my notes.
No, the whole point is like, choose your battles wisely. We don't need to. It's not important enough, is it?
Do you know what? I'm actually going to do that and I'll come back to you to let you know how I've got on.
Because I feel like that is so true. Like, we take the smallest things and we make an argument out of it. Really, like, what's the point? It's not that big of a deal.
Looking back, I can't tell you one serious argument we've ever had.
No, in the 8.5 years
it's
together.
All been so stupid.
I know it's hard in the moment, but I feel like that is actually really good advice, that if we get annoyed with each other, maybe just think, like, is it worth it? Is it worth saying it? Okay, the next one is a question. It's, what do you do when you sometimes don't feel loved enough in your relationship?
Tell that person.
I do feel like you should tell them, yeah.
It might be something they're really not meaning. You need to tell them, because honestly, they could honestly just say, I'm so sorry, I did not realise, I will change that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's so easy to get comfortable in a relationship, isn't it?
I feel like people have different love languages as well, and maybe they just don't know what yours is, or because what is there? There's 5 different love languages, isn't there? I think
gift giving, acts of service, words of
affirmation,
affection,
and quality time. So you could be expecting like words of affirmation, and maybe they think that, I don't know, acts of service is their way of giving love, and
this
that's
sounds
why
familiar.
That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why you're not feeling love, because you're not receiving like the love language that you are. So maybe if you communicate that to them as well, then they can show you love in the way that you're kind of expecting it. Because we know each other's love language, but we're not very good at it either.
No, see, mine is acts of service. If Caitlin picked up clothes from the floor, something so little, I think in my head, oh my gosh, I love her so much. I am so lucky to be her wife. She is the most amazing human. Like, wow.
I'm just going to go around picking up loads of things off the floor.
But then when I do that for you, you'd say nothing. It's like it doesn't matter.
It's literally like Leah gives acts of service so much. Like that is one of your biggest things, especially at the moment. And like, it's just not my love language. Like I'm more, I feel like I want like affection and words of affirmation.
And I hint about it all the time. I'll be like, oh, I'm so tired. I've just done 4 lots of washing. I've just cleaned out the dog bowls and I have
You do not clean up the dog bowls. But,
yeah,
okay.
but I will have no like, nothing from you. Whereas I've just learnt in my head that's because it doesn't actually matter to you.
No, but it matters to you. So I should really, when I'm over birth, I will do it. I'll give you acts of service.
I will literally probably pick you up, spin you around and just say, I love you. Like,
oh my God.
That means a lot to me.
But then I will be like that if
really...
you give me affection and words of affirmation.
Okay, so the next one. I thought my dog pooped on the floor. It turns out it was my toddler who just took off her nappy.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what would be worse, whether it would be the dog or the baby's poo.
The dog.
Do you think?
I would say the dog, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like that's probably not uncommon.
No.
I feel like that will probably be us very soon when he learns how to take his nappy off.
I was looking after one of my little cousins once, and
I know this
they
story.
thought it was hilarious. They did a poo, and they thought it was so funny to stick their finger in their poo and chase me around the house with it. And then I was like, oh my God, what am I meant to do? So I rang up my mum, who was with their mum at the time. I was like, what am I meant to do? This like kid is chasing me with poo on his finger. I don't want the poo to go everywhere. Like, what am I meant to do? So they were like, just strip him down and put him in the shower. And I'm pretty sure he put the poo on me whilst I was doing it. But, oh, yeah.
These stories, like seriously, a kid running around with poo and trying to get to you.
But I feel like they know what they're not meant to do.
Yeah.
And then like if they see you react, they think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So they just do it more.
The thing is, you have to remember to just have a straight face and not laugh.
Yeah.
Because your natural response is to, oh, it wasn't the dog, it was a baby. Oh, that's funny. When
And then
really
the baby will
probably
keep
think,
doing it now. I think it's hilarious to take their nappy off. Okay, so the next one says, feels like since kids, my husband doesn't help as much with chores and we have way less intimacy. We both are tired from work and the kids are harder to manage as they're almost 3 and 1. I'm finding it hard to balance it all. Going back to what Sydney was saying actually on the last episode, her partner goes out to work and she was saying how she would say to him like, it's not fair that you're going out to work because some people think that going to work is easier than looking after the kids. I guess talking about it with your husband and like, I guess it's hard if you're home all day with the kids and you feel like you're doing all the chores whilst your husband's at work. It's like how, I guess when he gets in from work, he's tired as well. And it's like, it's hard to
but I feel like
balance.
We're not going to lie, parenting, relationships, everything like that is hard. It is going to be hard. You do have to make that time for each other. And sometimes you just can't, but you just got to ride the wave and it will get easier. It won't always be like this.
No. Soon your kids will go to school and you'll be missing them and thinking, oh my gosh, like I've got so much time. What am I going to do with all
But not only that, I feel like at 1 and 3, you can't do as much as maybe you'd want to go on holiday and like do all these exciting things. And like I know we're waiting for Oakley and Lila to be a bit older so they can interact more and talk more. So like maybe even when they get a little bit older and they can interact and play by themselves and entertain themselves, have their own hobbies, go to different clubs, it will get easier.
Yeah, it'll be easier to balance things because you literally feel like you're one of those people with, what are they called?
Juggling balls.
Yeah, the juggling balls, the 3 balls, and you're trying not to drop one. You're trying to like keep them all together.
And of course, like naturally, your kids are going to come first because they need you. Like they can't fend for themselves whilst you know your partner can.
Yeah.
So it's like until they're older.
I guess if anybody that is watching this does have advice that you've gone through this, definitely leave it in the comments below, because I feel like it'll be very, very helpful for this person. But not only this person, it'll be helpful for us. And then like, I'm sure there's so many people in this situation that literally feel like they're just trying to balance everything. And as you said, it will pass and it's just a phase of life and things will get easier.
So we don't have any more time for the questions today, but keep sending them in because we honestly love hearing from you guys.
So I really feel like we've spoken a lot about our relationship this episode. Like we've really delved into it, haven't we?
We have, but I feel like I love you more now from when we first came in.
Aww.
Like what you said was so lovely. Even the thing you hate about me.
We've said this before, but I do feel like sitting down here and talking on the podcast is kind of like a little therapy session.
It really is. The first segment of this episode, we were nearly going to have a breakup.
We were arguing.
And now it's like, oh, I loved that. That was so lovely. We love each other so much.
But that's life. Life is a roller coaster, just like this episode.
It definitely was like this. Oh.
Yeah, literally.
Oh. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for the 3am Club podcast.
Make sure to subscribe to the show on YouTube, as well as listen and follow on Spotify or your podcast app of choice.
And feel free to like, comment and leave a good review for us too.
And remember, you're part of the 3am Club too, so send in your parenting tips, questions and advice.
You can come find us at the 3am Club podcast on Instagram and on TikTok.
Thanks again, guys. Bye.